So you want to be the hostess with the mostest at your next dinner party? We're about to give you some tips that'll allow you to impress your guests without breaking a sweat. I'm Divya here in New York City, so let's go behind the burner and meet the expert for some hostessing how-to. So I'm here with eventiste Marcy Blum. Marcy, you are the go-to resource for any sort of event, and today it's all about dinner parties. So tell me, what are some of your best tips and tricks for hosting a dinner party at home?
Well, nice to be here. Thanks for having me. I think people are doing a lot more at-home dinner parties, and one of my favorite tips is to use things that you own from around the house, where you don't have to call a florist, you don't have to invite a stylist or get your decorator to come. And in order to show you that, I went around my house and I found things that are on my shelves, but I just wanted to show how you could mix and match. And really, I mean, I decided to go with silver and pink, which you wouldn't think would go together, but it does.
Great. Yeah. So you can get a nice tablecloth and kind of make people feel special. It kind of adds to the ambiance.
Right. There's something incredibly festive about getting a little bling on the tablecloth and using, you know, this is mercury glass and other kinds of things, just to show that it's important to you that these people are coming, but it doesn't have to be fancy.
So bring out the bling. Great
Bring
tip.
out the bling, definitely.
So some other stuff that you think about?
I think you should absolutely test your recipe first, which I know sounds very simplistic, but you'd be amazed how many people are like, oh, I got Julia Child's cookbook for Christmas, and on page 107 there's puff pastry, and so there, you know, people are ringing the doorbell and you're still on the 14th turn. So I think it's a good idea not only test the recipe, test it on someone that hopefully loves you, your partner.
So you want to go for a trial run.
You want to go for a trial run.
You don't want a cooking meltdown the day of your dinner party.
Exactly.
So you want to actually, you know, test your recipes, bring out the tablecloths. Another thing you want to do is you probably want to take a look at each dish with the food on it.
That's right, and the serving platters.
Bring out all the serving platters in advance,
exactly,
so that you know what you're serving with what. And then I would say that you would actually try and make everything ahead that you possibly could.
Absolutely. Now I, on the other hand, one of the, and hopefully you're going to be a guest at my house, and one of the things you'll see is that I spend the day in the kitchen when I host a party, which is counterintuitive, and it's absolutely what everybody says not to do when they write these books. But I find I'm happy to do it, and I find everybody gravitates towards the kitchen.
And what's lovely about your home also is that you have a nice open kitchen, so people you can hang out and talk to your guests. One thing I've noticed in dinner parties is sometimes the hostess is like planned it like a train schedule. Yes. You get your appetizer at a certain time, you get your entree at another time, and it's just, you know, one thing to really keep in mind when you're hosting a dinner party is to make your guests feel at home.
One of my other tricks, actually, is, particularly if you're a novice entertainer, is to have a glass of wine before your guests get there. And that is the truth. Not only have a drink ready for your guests when they arrive, but have a glass of wine, because you're going to see things in a whole other light. You're going to stop shaking. You're going to stop looking at the timer. You're going to stop checking. You know, one of the reasons nothing ever gets cooked at someone who's having their first dinner party is because they've opened the oven 4,000 times and they've poked it so much that 6 hours later it's still blood rare.
That is so true. In
let
fact, it happens
cool
at
out
Thanksgiving to people
Absolutely.
a lot.
Turkeys. You see rare turkeys being served all the time.
Because people have never
can't leave it
hosted
alone.
Thanksgiving, and they can't leave it alone. They keep opening the oven, you lose all the heat, and it's a disaster.
That's right.
So one last thing, I feel like even if you get a caterer or you get takeout and you serve your friends, you give them the nice ambiance of being there, it's often nice to make a specialty cocktail or a signature drink for your event.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, make a nice drink, and even if you didn't make the food, you made the drink. It's something that your guests can enjoy.
Again, in my business, because we're trend spotters, setters, and followers, my clients read every event magazine there is, and they say, whoa, I've already seen that drink done 10 times. So we're constantly looking for what's the new hot thing, and I think what's the new hot thing with specialty cocktails is something that's interactive. So either you have a mixologist, if you're lucky enough, but to tell you the truth, at bartending schools now, there's not a lot of work for people, so I'm able to get people rather inexpensively. But you want someone who's not only going to make the drink, is going to teach you how to make it. Give your guest a cocktail shaker and say, okay, now this is how you do it.
So they learn something while they're there.
They learn something. It's fun. It's the entertainment. You want your guests. It's supposed to be fun. You want your guests entertained and involved. Exactly.
Those are great tips. Thanks, Marcy.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to Behind the Burner, where we give you the tips, tricks, and techniques that are lighting the culinary world on fire. For the recipe, Q&A, photos, and more, visit behindtheburner.com.